Year 4 and welcome to our class reader, When the Mountains Roared. Okay, if you remember in our last chapter, Ruby, Praveen and Grandma were following the poachers up into the mountains, and they knew they were on the right track because they'd found some litter that they'd dropped. Okay, but now they're starting to wonder what happens when they actually catch up with the poachers. Let's find out. So chapter 34 stars. We've been walking for hours when Grandma stops at the side of the path. It's getting dark, she says. I'm sorry, Ruby, we'll have to find somewhere to stop for the night now. But I can tell we're right behind them, I say. Let's go a bit further. They won't keep trekking now, it's getting dark, Praveen reassures me. I sigh. They're right, but I can't shake the feeling that we need to keep moving. The mountains at dusk are full of buzzing insects and evening birds that flutter in and out of the trees. We set up the tent in a grassy clearing. The sun sets in the west, bathing the line of the mountains to our east in purple light. I search the horizon for signs of the poachers' fire, but the slopes are still and dark. We collect fallen wood from around us and snap it, breaking it into pieces. I arrange the kindling and light it with a match, adding bigger logs once it's caught. The smoke curls high into the sky. Yellow, blues and greens dance inside the flames. I watch the sky change colour until stars dot the sky above us. The temperature plummets once it's dark. We sit huddled together side by side, warming our hands and feet on the fire. My toes are still damp from earlier. I take deep breaths, tasting the wood smoke and the cold, crisp air. I stare upwards until my neck aches. I reach for my necklace. Are you thinking about your mum? Praveen asked gently. I wanted to ask you, what happened to her? She died, I say. That's it. I catch Grandma sighing next to me. I think about the last time we were all together as a family at breakfast on the day of the accident. Grandma and Mum were laughing about who ate the last of the jam and put the empty sticky jar back in the cupboard. They knew it was me, but they were teasing Dad. It was nothing special. It almost felt too ordinary to have been our last morning together. There are so many things that I would have done differently. Maybe that's why Dad wanted to leave Australia. Maybe it was his way of saying goodbye. Did you know every leopard has a unique set of spots, says Praveen. Like a fingerprint, I reply. He nods. I saw once. What happened? I ask. It was dusk and I was near my uncle's house. I had the flock with me. It attacked them and took a sheep while I was gathering wood. Katani tried to fight it off. The dog's ears pricked up at the sound of his name. I arrived in time to see the leopard drag the sheep into the jungle. Its body was so long and its feet were huge and padded. It moved silently. Do they attack your flock often? I ask. He shakes his head. Not often. It's still pretty wild here, but the more we expand and build, the less the leopards have to eat. When they don't have enough food, that's when they'll start eating our sheep. My brother says it's already happening in other parts of India. They're venturing into the cities looking for food. I wonder if I'll ever meet his brothers and remember Praveen telling me one's a paragliding instructor who lives in the city. Have you ever been paragliding? I ask. Yes, he says, and beams. I felt like an eagle. I'll take you one day. I smile. I'm not sure about that, says Grandma. Paragliding sounds dangerous. It's safe. My brother's done it many times. I think your father would want your feet to stay on the ground, as do I. Grandma's scared of flying. I lean in and whisper to Praveen. Oh, he says. I smile and lift my camera, turning the flash on to take a picture of Praveen and Grandma by the fire. As Grandma gets up to go to bed, she trips over the pile of logs and thuds to the ground, crying out as she falls. Grandma! I shout and rush towards her. She clasps her foot with both hands. Are you hurt? I ask. I banged my ankle against that log, she says, rocking back and forth. I'm sure it'll be fine in the morning. Later we crowd into the tent together. Me, Grandma, then Praveen. Katani sleeps in the porch. Grandma drifts off immediately and starts snoring. We sandwich her, lying either side. I can't help but giggle at her snoring, and Praveen laughs too. I stifle my noise by burying my head in my sleeve. I feel safe, cocooned in the vast layers of mountains. I'm never going to boarding school, I whisper. I want to stay here forever. I'd like that, he says. Through the darkness I beam. The silence fills the air around us. It was a car crash, I say. What? The way she died, my mum. There was a pause and then, I'm sorry. After a while I become aware of the sound of his even breathing next to Grandma's snoring. I try to stay awake in case anything is lurking in the darkness, but my head grows heavy. I sleep. Okay, children, well, let's hope Grandma's okay in the morning with her ankle, and that they're able to go on and continue searching for the poachers. Okay, Year 4, well, I will see you soon with the next chapter to see how they get on and if they finally catch up with them. Okay, bye children.